Welcome back to the channel. I know if some of you have been keeping up with this project, it's been a kind of a bit of a nightmare for me, you might say, but what I've done to this point is a bunch of fails, and so now I'm trying to do it right. I'm trying to bend some wood, so I built this little guy, and I've got it covered with a, just a jumper, an insulated jumper, just to help insulate it a little bit. It's really cold here right now. It's in the 20s, but I got my heaters going in the shop. This was a big fail. I clamped this thing so tight I sheared 4 sheets of this stuff, but I actually had a little bit of a cut here with the bandsaw, and it was a weak link for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this part out, and I think I'm gonna use my drop piece that was in the middle, and I'm just gonna use that as the back piece and sandwich it together with regular clamps. I don't think I'm gonna need to go this radical this time around. Well, I got the mold part. This side's still safe, so I'm gonna try and just use that one side since I'm steaming everything now. But you can see this is actually 2 different stacks here. One on this side is flat grain. It's all cracked, every bit of it cracked. Well, the cork blew out the back end here, the front. It's definitely doesn't like pressurization. I can't get it back in. As soon as I try it gacks out. So, well, here it is. I got one little buckle in it. There's no glue on this stuff, but I got, if you can see that, there's a little void right there on one piece. But there's no glue on this stuff, so I don't know. Just play with it again, I guess. Let it dry like this, pop it apart, put glue on it, and then reclamp it. Well, the mold split open right on the cutout that I did on the very first one to give it some alignment tracks. And it completely, the only thing holding it right now is the clear tape on the front. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump a bunch of glue in there and clamp it back, and hopefully I don't have to apply so much pressure next time, and it'll hang in there. We'll kind of see, just playing with it. That one's good just to kind of give them their general shape, but the angles are different. I mean, the curves are different, so I don't think I want to do a glue up using that one. I'm going to try and salvage this. Wow, it must have really gotten hot, because where I laid that jump suit, it discolored it, and I'm actually, I think, melting the pipe because it's got a bow in it now. But it'll serve the purpose for making these legs, and you never know, maybe in the future I'll make something else with it. But everything on here was free except for the steam. All right, so what I've done is I've taken a couple more chunks of cherry, and I've ripped down this actually represents about half a day's work and a heck of a lot of lumber. That was a 12-footer. A lot of it wasn't able to be used, and then I've come back over and repaired the jig. So now that I'm going to be steaming this stuff, it should go back together effortlessly, really. All right, the pieces that I had clamped up earlier are not quite the same shape as this mold because I used this. So, and now that I've repaired the mold, I hope, I put them back in the steamer, and this time I've retrimmed this edge here and tried to get it a little bit tighter fit so I can get it in a little farther, and I I put a vent tube on it actually, so it won't pressurize as easily. I don't know why the bottom hole didn't keep it from pressurizing. Maybe it was covered in water, I don't know. One of my subscribers, I assume he's a subscriber, I don't know, somebody left a comment on my last video that I should roll this thing over. And I really meant to do that. I meant to roll it over before I started because it's ambidextrous or whatever. There's the rack is in the middle, so I can roll it anyway. So I'll try that on the next batch. I'll blow the steam up. I'm not sure it really matters because that thing is saturated in there. It's pretty much getting on everything, I'm sure. But I'll roll it over and give that a try. Anything will help, you know. But anyway, I appreciate it. And thanks to everybody that's left all these comments and suggestions. It helps. It doesn't make me feel like quite so stupid. All right, thanks. Catch you later. Oof. Got some steam going in here. Well, all this stuff relaxed back to its original position, straight. All right, I need the full thickness to really clamp it down in this thing. And that full thickness is going to be the thickness of what I cut out of there. It's about 3 inches. So I can't really clamp it in this mold unless it's separated by that much. So I'm gonna cook this and a stack of these. Jeez, how am I gonna do this? Because this is all I have is 3 stacks, and the problem being that I don't have enough to make 3 legs here. Even if I include a third of these. I got 3, yeah, so I'd only have 3 more. I don't think that's enough. Ooh, definitely warm. All right, I've had enough fun for the day. Little tap beer, little Rocket Republic on tap. And okay, I've decided what I'm gonna do. I need more wood, so I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna pull some oak out of the pile tomorrow, and I'm gonna reset up everything, and I'm gonna rip oak. And that way, I can alternate some colors and give it a pattern in there, so when I do cut the gears out, you're gonna be able to really see the inlay. I'm hoping that works. So I guess we'll be at it again tomorrow. Yep. A beer and a nice hot fire on New Year's Day Eve. It's in the, I think it's getting into the 20s tonight. Well, I got plenty of wood to burn. Well, I just went out to the wood pile, got motivated. I got a chunk of oak here. It's still a little wet on the outside edges. I just cut it. It's not wet all the way through, so it's just outside. The outside coating's a little wet, and that's it. So now I've got some white lumber to mix in with the cherry. That'll look good. Well, I've rolled it over, and now you can really see where this thing melted. I mean, there's divots in it from where it was sitting on the foam. Interesting. Not that it affects anything, but I rolled it over just to get the steam on the bottom. And anyway, so let's see what happens. I didn't quit for the night. I got super motivated. I went out to the pile. I got a chunk of this stuff, oak. It was kind of muddy and mucky and whatever. I planed it down. I put it on the joiner and got it all flat, and I made a whole bunch of strips. These are rejects for one reason or another. Guess I could have used that one, but anyway. And so I have a bunch of them in the box right now, trying to get my thickness up a little bit, and I'm alternating white and red. But I only ended up with 3 strips per. And it's interesting, I was watching some boat builder videos, and the 15-minute rule per quarter inch is after it hits 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm gonna cook this stuff. I'll probably melt this friggin' tube, but I don't care. All I gotta do is be able to do this 3 times. So I got my little jumpsuit on here, insulating it. It's like freezing outside. It's in the 20s, and I'm blazing away at 1500 watts per heater there, but I got the fire going. Anyway, washer dryer broke, had to buy brand new ones. Got her a nice set though back there behind the bar. But anyway, all right, well, it's about almost midnight, and I'm just, you know how it is when you get into a project and you just want to see it through. So I want to at least get one of these things popped out and into the mold. It's 1 in the morning, and I can't get this thing over 180 degrees. And it's been percolating for an hour and a half now, so I'm going to go ahead and pull it while I'm still awake. My tank's almost empty from water. It's still blowing steam out everywhere. I moved the thermometer up to this end. I figured this is where the steam is. I wanted to see what it was like up this end, but really no difference. All right, I'm ready. I'm gonna clamp it up, see what happens. Well, thankfully all I have to do is use it 2 more times. Look at this though. I was able to get pretty much everything clamped. I need to modify my mold a little bit. I'm not getting a lot of pressure in this area, so I probably need to put something in there. Get a better clamp on it. Just wasn't able to pull it together right there. But time for bed. I'll get at this another day. What I've done is stayed up late last night, and I've just busted open the mold, and I've separated all of these. They held their shape really well, so I've separated them to let them dry a little bit more. They're still a little bit wet in between them, and then I'll glue them and reclamp it up. Because I'm about a 1/2 inch shy of what I needed for the width, I'm gonna stick in a 1/2 inch of scrap, and I won't glue those. We'll see how this turns out. Well, last night I watched a bunch of videos on shipwrights, boat builders. And so I'm gonna try a little mold like they use. Just let it do its thing and just bend it around something. And so I'm gonna take these pieces and see if they'll fit in here easily. That didn't quite work out, but if I remove this one, I ought to be able to bow them into that area and then just clamp. So I'm gonna need probably another one right here that I can pull up to. And so I think, shoot, I think this is gonna work. Okay, well, I'm giving up on this idea too. It's just not working out. I mean, well, I suppose it would if it were all, you know, came right out of the steamer. I just snapped this with a clamp, broke it. But yeah, I could clamp it into place onto these blocks if it just freshly came out of the steamer. But I don't want to bring it out of the steamer and then glue it all up. So I'm just going to go ahead and probably glue this and stick in 3 extra pieces that won't have any glue on them because it's 2.5 inches and these cutouts were made for a 3-inch. So I'm gonna shim it out, and what can happen? I end up with just another screwed up leg that I can't use on anything. Okay, I glued it up. I put in 3 pieces of sacrificial stuff. I actually cooked them off first and then put them in there so they wouldn't break. And I think I got most of the gaps closed up here. My hodgepodge of clamps. And so this is the first one. We're back down into the freezing tonight. So I'm gonna have to probably let this thing sit for several days. But as long as I got it documented, I ought to be able to duplicate it, I hope. And they don't all have to match, they just have to be the same size when I cut them. It's really cold. What's really hilarious though is I've got one in here with all my clamps, and then I built this little jig from the boat builder guys, and I couldn't get the dry ones to clamp in here. Actually, I busted this piece off right here trying to clamp it, but I know for sure that I can get the shape out of the next set, and I'll clamp those in here, and really it's just, I think, going to be one clamp right there, and it'll conform. And then while that's drying, the glue will be drying, and I can transfer this over to the next. And truthfully, by the time I get this figured out and perfected, I won't need any more. I only need 3 table legs. So, what can I say? I guess it's Rocket Republic beer time while I'm waiting for my water to boil and steam and all that good stuff. So, all right, well, I'll keep you posted, let you know how it's going. Pretty lonely out here, though, I'll tell you what. Need some beer drinking buddies. That's what I need. Nobody's going to want to come out in 20-degree weather, though, I guess. Got a fire going in the fireplace, but it doesn't make it all the way over here. I got to stand right in front of it to work. All right, later. What a quagmire of clamps and jigs and stuff. I swear, I think I could make moonshine easier than bending wood. Well, wonders never cease. I've almost hit 200, about 195, and I still got some water left in the tub there. So I'm just gonna let it percolate until my water runs out. And hopefully it will be like a rubber band and I can just push it right into this mold here. I want you to make video. Yes. Okay, here you go. Okay, so my wife is graciously going to videotape this stuff while I'm about half drunk, because I've been waiting for this thing to steam. It's the first time it's ever hit 200 degrees, and I'm about out of water in the steamer, so I'm going to pull it out as soon as. Okay, so unplug the steamer, and I'm just going to clamp it into this little apparatus here I got off of some boat people on YouTube, and we'll see how it turns out. I have no friggin' idea what's going to happen here, but I have a feeling it's going to be very pliable. Now, I do have some lobster and some clams in here too. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I gotta get this right then. Oh, golly. Okay, gotta get them all out in the right order because they're all in a specific order. Wow, they're hot. Man, these gloves are already hot. Okay. Come on now. All right. Man, look at that. here's the trick. Here's the hat trick. I don't know. Kind of see what happens here. I've got all my real clamps over there. Oh man, I think I need to steal a clamp. This guy in here. Oh, God. Man, my jig is breaking. Ah, shit. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see if I can help it along here. Oh, I don't have any real clamps. Nope. Well, I screwed this up. But the cool thing is if I reheat all this stuff, it's going to go back into its original shape. I guess I just didn't build this thing beefy enough. But I got close. Heck, it's better than if I didn't do anything at all, I guess. I can't believe that, man. By the time I get over the learning curve of all this crap, it's going to be over. And I won't need to make anything else. But hopefully this is a good, yeah, that's hot. Hopefully this is a good start. All right, peace out.